and welcome back to Griffin, Indiana. We have jumped forward to March. We basically skipped the winter. Were we in November? Weren't we? We might have gone in December, I can't remember. But there was nothing to do because of our funds wise, because we bought the Ford. I know it's not a Ford. Well, it hasn't got Ford written on it, but blatantly is. Because we bought the Ford, we didn't have any money to do what we were going to do over winter, which we probably will do next winter. There's a couple of things that changed over winter. You'll see nearly half the stack of that silage has gone. That's because, I mean, that was pretty much free money anyway, or the majority of it was. So what I decided to do was, it might be in the last episode, might be the one before, I said we needed to buy the sell point for these, didn't we? Because you couldn't actually sell the onions, cucumbers or peppers anywhere. So what we did was we had to buy a piece of land here. It was only small. It only cost, I don't know, 10 grand, 12 grand, something like that. In fact, it cost 10 grand. So I used the silage, which I was getting around between 1,000 and 1,100 per bale. I sold them to buy the land to then put the store on, which is that there, the farmer wholesale. So now we have somewhere to sell our produce, and we haven't had to use any of our own funds because, like I said, for the contract that we used for the debacle we had with the last greenhouse, we were given the majority of this wasn't really owed to us. It was just free money. So yeah, we've used that. Regarding the onions, they don't peak until around, the price doesn't peak until around May, I don't think. There's not a massive difference. When I've had a look, you can get just over $700 for each 1,000 litres. Do we get, there's not even 1,000 litres in each pallet. And it's something like at 630, 640, something like that now. So if we have to sell them, we'd sell them. What else has changed? Another big thing that has changed. By the way, we might, during this video, even skip into April because there's not a great deal for us to do. Another thing that's changed is we now have 40 sheep. So if we click into our sheep, is that not clicking into our sheep? There we are. Yeah, so we got the lambs. There, it's probably best looking at on the other screen, actually, isn't it? Right, there we go. So we've got the lambs through. They're 12% through puberty now. I think there's only actually space for 5 more in this pen. I'm sure it's only a 45,000, I wish. A 45 animal pen. So we potentially, when these are becoming ready to reproduce again, to give birth, we might have to get a different pen and then put them into it. Otherwise, we're just wasting space, really, aren't we? And we've got space to do it. I imagine in here, in this area here, I've already said I've now that a majority of this, it's going to be used as a yard rather than as an actual field. So within here, I think we'll get more sheep, and I want chickens as well, because the whole point in us we put barley in down there, didn't we? The whole point of that, and it was mentioned in the comments as well, was about getting chickens. So grow our own wheat or barley, get the chickens, and we'll make more money off them. Right, what have we got? In fact, I know what we'll do. We'll open this gate here, because we need to be out of here. And we need the front loader. I don't know if I'll pull forward so you can see. When I was having to sort the bales out, which is what we're going to do now, I had to get some weight on the back, so this is one of these homemade weights here. I think it's about 750 kilograms, something like that. I actually bought a much bigger one of the concrete ones, homemade concrete ones, but it was far too heavy. It was pulling the tractor backwards, so yeah, we've gone for this one instead. They were dirt cheap, they weren't much at all. I think this was it was only about $800, something like that. Right, let's... What I want to do is maybe sell a couple of bales of silage, and then probably jump into April, because there's no contracts for us to do. I mean, to be honest, we haven't got that much equipment to do. The only contracts we'll be able to do at the minute really would be ploughing contracts, wouldn't it? Unless we could find a cheap cultivator, if there was some cultivating contracts. I mean, we don't have a baler anymore. We do still have our windrower, we do still have our tedder. And we have our plough, like I said. Thought we were going to knock the sides and then tip over. See how much we get now. I haven't even looked to see what the price of silage is. But I mean, we need to sell it anyway, because we need enough money to buy another bit of land. And there's a few pieces as well, between sort of 9 and 12 grand. What are we getting? Price is down a little bit compared to what I was getting. But nothing we can do about that. There's the bit of land I want. I want these 2 bits, but they're dead expensive. They're like really, really expensive in comparison to some of the other small bits. And we need to get that new land as well in the next. I want to push this. Yeah, that's what I wanted. We need to get the new land as well. Because if we want to get stuff planted, we've got basically 3 months, haven't we, to get stuff in. It's looking like oats, and if we wait we could get soybeans, but sorghum, could we get sorghum? Or is that gone? Oh yeah, sorghum's coming up as well. So we'll see. I don't think soybean is probably not that much point, is there? Because even though the price is higher, you don't get much off it all, do you? And it probably just wouldn't be worth doing. The other thing that I thought about was maybe sugar beet, because I know there's, especially for sugar beet more than potatoes, although I would love to do potatoes as well, there's cheaper equipment, isn't there, for sugar beet that we used on No Man's Land before. It still involved buying more equipment, which we probably won't have the funds to do, I wouldn't have thought, unless we get lucky with a couple of contracts. And that, probably in the next few months as well, that barn's going to go. I want to replace it with something a lot smaller, because we don't need all that space. And the way that's constructed as well, even though I love it, I love the way it looks. It's not really user friendly inside, and like I said, we don't need something that big anyway. Right, I will get some more of these sold, with the view of getting probably up to about 13 grand, and then we'll have a look to see what bit of land we can look for. I think there's a few. I'll have to go back through them. I haven't done it for a few days, but yeah, let's get a couple of more sold. Right, I've got one left to do, and to be honest, you look at what we've got. We haven't made that much money off it. There wasn't as many, although the stack was dead high, and you think there's loads of money there. There hasn't been really. Is it 8 in a stack? And we had 1 on the ground as well, didn't we? So yeah, 9 grand we've made, which, I mean, that is, to be fair, from where we are now, we're in episode 10. 9 grand is a lot of money to us, but when you think of when we've done, I suppose we're on hard economy, aren't we? That's it. Normally when you do silage, you make an absolute fortune, don't you? We've just done the mini series on hinterland, and the silage made us so much money, which enabled us to do a lot more stuff on that series. But then again, we're on normal economy, where it keeps slipping my mind that obviously we're on a hard economy on here. Right, we have, I don't know, there's no point in going back in. Let's have a look. The bits of land that we're interested in, that I've seen, how much is this one? Is that one going to be daft expensive as well? I can't even see. Right, that's 29 grand, I think. Yeah, 29. It's an awful colour to have that, by the way. That one's 9 grand, but it's not as wide. I think on that one as well, there's not that many trees on it. I was considering the one down here, but obviously we've put a building on it now. The other one is here. Is that one as well? No. The other one's there for 12,600, I think. Because I've drove past that one before, and there's quite a lot of trees on that as well, which will be helpful to us. How much is that? 33. That'll have a building on it then. I would imagine. In fact, you can see it there. There's one of these. It might be that one that has. It's like a caravan, but it also has a shed on it as well, which would have been a good sort of starting point. I think that's probably going to be it. God, that's expensive. 126. There must be something on there as well. Right. Oh, what's that? Ah, that's the one we looked at. Let's go. We'll spin around. Like I said, I want these, but one of them's 30 or 30 odd. Don't knock that over. And one of them's 29. And I don't actually know why, because there's no buildings on it. The train track sort of clips the top of it, but I don't think that would make any difference. Right, I think this is the one here. This is 12,600, and you can see it's got quite a bit of timber on it as well, which will make the money back. If you remember on the one that we bought here, we made equal to or just slightly profited just from the wood, selling the wood off. There's a few trees on there, we could do the same. We'd have to leave a bit of a gap there. I mean, I think, in fact, should we just go for it? We'll just go for this one. Right. Oh, it's not this. Brilliant. Fantastic. Make up our minds and then dashed. It seems a shame that you can't just buy that. That would be a perfect plot of land. I mean, this one's just going to have to be even better, isn't it? Right. Here we are. This is the one. This is the one. So it's the same. It's pretty much, in fact it's a little bit bigger, isn't it? It's a bit wider. With more tree. Ah, I say it's a bit wider, it's got this running through it. So that takes off a bit. But I mean, we could pretty much go right up to the edge here. Yeah, we'll get all the trees down on this one. Right, let's not press the stop recording button. 12,696. Let's buy that. So we have another bit of land. We now only have 2 grand left. 2,200. What I'll do is let's. I'll not go back and get the trailer yet. I might chop some wood up. Get that switched off. Yeah. Right. I love starting like this, you know. Like on on some maps, even when you do sort of survivalish ones, you can still progress quite quickly, can't you? Where on here, that's just not going to happen. The size of the bits of land that we're limited to. So even if you think of no man's land, you get, is it 85 grand for a new piece of land? I mean, those bits of land that you buy are massive, aren't they? And you can do loads with, like straight away you can do loads with. Oh, is that gonna... Oh, that is annoying. I wonder if I can... I'll come back to that. I think I'll be able to push that onto our land with the front loader. Yeah, you get a bit of land on no man's land, and then you straight away you're thinking, well, I can get the grass, turn that into silage. That's going to make us loads of money straight away. Whoa. Yeah, that's going to make us loads of money straight away. So you've got sort of not instant, but money coming in almost immediately from it. And then you can start sort of turning it into arable land, or do whatever you want with it, putting animals on it, whatever. But on here, because of the bits of land we're limited to, where it is going to be so much slower to progress. Which is what I want. Like, this is literally what I want, and this is how I want to play, and how I love to play it. The series that I'm waiting to do, I'm waiting for the map to come out. That'll be different. I think I spoke about it in one of the last videos. It'll be more... I was going to say generic, but that sounds a bit boring, doesn't it? We'll start off with more equipment. Maybe the equipment... I don't know what the mod is going to put on, but... maybe the equipment that the modder starts with. Wait, where can I get this? It still won't be massive, whatever it is, it still won't be sort of massive 500 horsepower tractors immediately or anything like that. Right, I'm just going to have to start cutting them down because I blatantly can't get hold of them, can I? Let's just get these off. I don't intend to show us cutting all this down and transporting and stuff like that. I know we've done that twice, haven't we? On our initial bit of land, and then on the second piece of land that we started. Do you know, I've just thought, when I've just been on about no man's land there, about getting it, baling it, getting the land, cutting the grass, baling it. We don't have a baler. What on earth am I going to do with this grass here? If I'm going to cut it, which obviously I do want to cut because it's free money, isn't it? I don't think you can sell loose grass, can you? And the bale of that, oh, there's a couple of bales that potentially we're going to get. There's that one that's 17 grand, that class one. I mean, I'm still 15 grand shy. I mean, that's not an option at the minute. Right, can I get these now? That's why it wasn't letting us cut before. Okay, doke. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to carry on cutting these down. I was going to say I could potentially look at a new trailer, but with the amount of money we've got, I don't think so. I think it'll just be our old trailer, and then It's only just down the road, so it won't take too long. Yeah, I'll carry on cutting these down, and I'll probably come back. I don't know, maybe with the last load or so. It depends how long it takes, I suppose. But I definitely want them all down because we need to get this bit of land turned around quite quickly. So, I'll never long. We're pretty much done. I'm just looking for any sort of random bits. There's a lot I can't say. I'll probably when I whoa, there we go. You see this quite often on this map actually. On some maps you hardly ever see the train, do you? But on this one you see. I mean, I am just next to it. I suppose I'm only just over the back of there, so that might explain it. But yeah, you see quite regular. I think that might be the majority of it. You can see the picture of the thumbnail, sorry. There was a huge stack here, and it was quite a lot. We've got... I'll have a look what our total's going to be, but we're at just over 10,000 at the minute. Did we have just under 2,200 when we started? So we've done alright. I mean, we haven't made the money back for the field, which was... Did we say it was 12? I'll have a look. Right, so there's another... That takes us up to just under 10,800. Let's see how much the map was. The map. The bit of land. So it was 12.6. What's that done to me? Environmental score? Nothing at the minute. Sorry. Right. So 12.6, and for sale of wood 8,200. So we've not done bad really. So it's cost us 4,400 for that piece of land, which I'm not. Well, I can't grumble at whatsoever, can I? I think that might be it for today. I'll take this back. But I don't want to start turning that land around. I want... Not on this episode anyway. I'll do that on a different episode. Because I think time will probably have already got the better of us on this one. Right, let's put this back. And... I can't even remember. Because I think I'm 2 days after recording this initial bit. Can't remember if we checked the sheep or not, which is what we'll do now. And then once we've done that, I think that'll be it. We'll check, see if there's any. There's no contracts available. That's no good. That we need them contracts. With that 10,700, what we need to do is, yeah, plenty of food. Water's running a bit low. I say water's running a bit low. That might actually be really high for them. Nah, we're over halfway. What I think we're going to do for the next episode... Have we got our mower somewhere? Yes, our mower's in there. We're going to get that bit of land turned around. We need to get up to... Well, we need just over 20 grand, basically. If I'm going to start baling again, we need that sort of money. So it might be in the next episode, if we don't get any contracts, we might have to go and sell some of these, and then we've got our wool as well. I think we've got a couple of grand's worth of wool, haven't we? So we might have to do that, see if we can get over, because we need a new baler. And then, hopefully, we'll be able to start using our Ford, which we haven't used yet. It's been sat there all winter, bless it. But we will leave it. I'll come back into the next day of March. Hopefully there's new contracts spawned. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.
PlayStation